Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Today we have the winner of the Bulgarian National 2023, and he decided to choose me, this Italian streamer, to make the deck profile. Viktor Yordanov. How you doing, my brother?
I'm pretty good. I'm fine. Happy about my win.
So let's go over the deck list. So we see the standard 3 Fallen of Albaz, the standard 3 Aluber, 1 Cartesia. I thought like recently more people were running 2 Cartesias.
Well, the second Cartesia is basically just Quem. You can have Quem with opening and Quem send Cartesia, and that's basically just the same thing. It's a weaker Cartesia though, but it just does the job. Like you don't need to have the same, just a different copy of Cartesia with the same effect.
Okay. So 3 deployment, 3 branded fusion, 3 opening, 1 red, that is standard. Branded lost, tragedy, ad libitum. Cross out, 2 ash, 1 ogre, impermanence, veiler. And then we got Quem, bestials, Albion, retribution, Mercurier, dark magician, and royal expert. So let's go step by step. The first question that I have is, why not the puppet?
It's bad. It's bad. Basically, if you are able to resolve branded fusion, from my testing, no deck can beat you. Like if you do the full combo, you end on 4 to 5 interruptions, which basically no one would be able to break, even with bold breakers. In Swiss, I was playing against a poly player. He lava golem me twice. I still had like 3 interruptions left. Had no, basically just nothing. The best actually bold breaker against branded is actually Harpy's Feather, so Lightning Storm for spell traps. That does take away a lot of interruptions from the end board. If you go with the Albion end board, where you have you have red and lost, it does take away and forces the red. But yeah, I'm pretty sure no board breaker as well with engine would be able to break to the whole board. Basically never lost going first if branded fusion resolved. The puppet just unneeded. It just adds extra bricks to the deck, which if you do resolve branded fusion, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the thing is, you would remove Dark Magician for the puppet, and the puppet helps.
Oh no, the Dark Magician is a going second card. It's nothing the same. You just do Dark Magician when you're going against Kashira going second. Puppet does nothing if you play it. It's not a going second card. It's just a go first, like a harder go first card when that's absolutely not needed. Where Dark Magician gives you chances to play against Kashtira going second. It helps you break their board. And going second is the most important when, if you want to go second, that's where the most help would be needed. Like the deck needs a lot of help going second, and Dark Magician helps you going second against Kashtira. And I felt like Kashtira would be extremely popular. It was extremely popular. I think a lot of players played Kashtira as well. Not sure on the numbers, but Branded and Kashtira were the most popular decks, I think.
The second question would be, we see no Saruni. Any thoughts on that?
It's just a brick.
It's just a brick.
Useless. Just a brick.
So that's why we just go for Lubellion in order to go from Lost, right?
Yep. Lubellion is good. Lubellion helps you play through interruptions, through Wayward, to Mona, and set up the full board. So it is good. Sorin is just useless.
But by watching the stream, by watching the feature matches, you never went for the Albion line.
I didn't. When I was testing before the event on DB, I was trying not to play the Albion line, see if I actually needed the line or not. And actually, the deck list I was using there never played the Bestial Lubellion. I did add Lubellion in the end, but I was testing without it, so maybe just autopower took over there.
So there might be also the possibility for this deck to cut cards like Lubellion and Lost, you think?
Well, Lost I think I like, but I don't know about the Bestial. I'm not entirely sold on it. I was playing fine without it on DB, so I don't know.
So here I see a lot of entraps. So double ash, ogre, impermanence, veil, droll.
Yeah, double ash, because I just was too scared to play just a single one. I think it's a bad hand trap, but it really hurts when you get ash on fusion. So you play two, not to draw the two. Have one in deck for cross out at all times. One ogre to help around the standard line where Cartesia and Luba, the standard Cartesia Luba one loses to ogre, or so I've been told. So I just put in one ogre instead of one Vewa. Just play around that. Triple Impermanent is the best hand trap. Double Vewa, there were three initially, but I cut one for ogre. The lineup after that, Quem, the Bistro, Shrouded, the Trap, Mercury, Dark Magician, those all bricks that I side out. Going second, I keep Tragedy and Ad Libitum, though, even going second, because you don't need to make some board going second. They have, like, you do need to do something after you break their board and you didn't manage to kill them. And draws are absolutely insane.
So for the extra deck, double Albion, double Lubellion, double Mirage, this is standard. One Rindbrom is standard. Yep. Grangugnoli is standard. One Chimera is standard. Stapelia, Quertis, Titanic, Lad, Sprint, Red Dice. So here is my question on this. Did you like the Borrel Fusion? The one that...
I never tested it. I never tested it. I felt like the extra deck is so tight that I don't really want to put in one card extra. So I felt like it's not needed, maybe. I just wanted to have like Dragoon at all times, so I played Dragoon at 2 to help around with the Kastura matchup. And yep, pretty much the extra deck. I don't know what to cut from the extra deck at all. Like if Kastura is still in the meta, I feel like I would always be playing Dark Magician, because it will probably just be as popular, if not more.
Did the sprint came out, like for the secondary effect?
Yeah, it does come up. The second effect of sprint.
And also for the sea, if there's someone is siding the sea. I didn't see the sea around, but...
no, I did. Yeah, no one played it, I think. It's not for the sea. It's mostly for Rimbrum. It's target from Rimbrum that you can summon with any monster they have. So yeah, and Titanic Quad is actually really good because it helps you with Quem. You can get Quem out of the deck, and you can send Titanic Quad mostly for Albast, especially summon Albast from the deck, if you don't want to lose the access to Sprint and Rimbrum. Rimbrum basically the MVP of the deck. I really use it basically every single game.
I see. That was interesting. Now let's go over the side deck, because I see some spies there, my brother. So we see Trini Biru, and I guess if you are on an entrap approach, that makes sense. We see double Santa Claus, so I guess it's for purely.
It was to beat purely, but pretty much no one played it. So it was also for Kastura. It's Santa Claus because it's light, and you can tribute over Ibli.
That makes sense. It's also something
you can tribute over Ibli. I did 5 cards for Kastura, so because I have 5 to side out, like Quem, the Bistro, Shrouded, the Trap, and Mercury. Those all go out of the deck when you're playing against Kastura going second, and those I think were the best 5 cards for Kastura that also could use the Santa Claus for poorly as well as the 2 ogres for purely.
Phantasmai is a very nice deck. How did you feel about it, and did it work to unbrick your hands, and against which decks did you side it?
Phantasma is actually insane. You can draw against super heavy. You can draw off of it when they make a link, and then just draw them after. So it's absolutely insane. Draws you into draw. Gets you into the best card in the deck, Branded Fusion. Pretty much insane. And I needed a lot of cards to side in against super heavy. Like against super heavy, I just side in Phantasma, Ogre, Santa Claus, and Nibiru. All of those need to go into the deck to beat super heavy. And I take off all the bricks from the deck. You just need to hand trap them into the ground and just go Branded Fusion.
And then we see 4 Bestials and Call by the Grave. Any thoughts on why you didn't main deck Call by the Grave since you're already
Call by the Grave was the last card to actually add to the deck list. Like the deck list was solved, I think, before adding Call by the Grave. Like I had all those 14 cards already selected to beat all the prevalent matches I found. most important for the event, like Kashtira, Purely, Super Heavy, and Matmech. Those are the 4 decks I considered, and of course the Mirror. I thought that these 14 cards would be able to suffice with side patterns and all. So I was left with 1 spot. I was probably just playing, I think, Harpy Feather Duster or Lightning Storm was it before that, to just slightly respect trap deck, but I never respect the trap, so I took it off. And I was left with like 1 spot, and I was like, I'll just side out Dark Magician every game that I'm not playing Kashtira. I might as well just side in a cold buy when I go first, and I'm not playing Kashtira.
I see. So it was for siding patterns.
Yep, it would just basically you just basically side out Dark Magician every single game that you're not playing Kashtira. So you just needed 1 card to put in instead of it.
Okay, now is the question of $1 million. No one does it during deck profile, and I think it's wrong. After an entire event, after you won the Bulgarian National, is there any change that you would make to the deck list? And if so, why?
Mostly, I am not actually sure about the Bestial Rebellion. Like, maybe it's good. You can just prove me wrong by making the spreadsheet like often, like, or doing a video about it. I don't know. I haven't gone into it. I really don't like the Bestial Rebellion, and I also don't like the Retribution Trap. It's just not needed. I mostly just send Albaz, but it does come up as well sometimes. So I don't know. I'm just on the edge about those 2 cards. I don't really like them.
Okay, so you are thinking about Retribution and Lubellion.
I wanted to add more hand traps to the deck, basically. Just 11 hand traps. I wanted to be like maybe 15 hand traps with the crossouts.
I see your point. Did you see like the text that were running during the recent regional? People were starting playing cards like Prosperity in the deck because it triggers squad.
I was playing at the beginning of the format. I was playing Prosperity instead of Crossout, but then I played Prosperity in Crossout. But the problem with that is that you cut in a lot. You have to cut off a lot of the non-engine cards from the deck. And that really hurts you going second. Yeah, like you need like Brand Fusion is good to know to find of Prosperity. It's also good to find Crossout of Prosperity when you have access to Brand Fusion. But going second, it does really hurt you.
Okay. Do you have any shout out?
Yeah, I can shout out Veli. He's like the best player here. He taught me all the lines. He helped me with the deck, and yeah, he's insane. Go watch his game in top 4 or top 8.
I'll do that. Thank you for coming here. I really appreciate the fact that you shared this deck list with us. And guys,
No worries.
see you next time.